Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to give you guys a heads up on some of the best deals available on Green Man Gaming. Remember that GMG is a great spot to buy games even during the summer sale because they are beating out the prices of a lot of the deals as a part of the summer sale. Now, they don't have the quantity of deals, but they have some great stuff nonetheless. So let's just go over it. We are highlighting games on a little bit more of the expensive side of things, but yeah, without further ado, let's get started. Hogwarts Legacy, 32% off for $40.79. This is 20% off on Steam, so this is a sizable additional discount on top of the Steam release, or the Steam purchase. You get a Steam key either way for all of these games, so you just redeem the key on Steam and you'll be good to go. Hogwarts Legacy is a game that I did enjoy a lot. The issue with my experience with the game was the stuttering at launch was damn near unbearable. Like, it was really, really bad. Like, if you talk about, like, the worst PC ports of the year, Jedi Survivor is, like, the worst PC port, but at launch, my experience with Hogwarts Legacy was so bad that, yeah, like, it was terrible. But, I played it recently, and it is a lot better, and when that game is actually running really well, it's a fantastic game. I really enjoyed it. It runs okay on the Steam Deck. It defaults to low settings. You'll get 30 frames per second, sometimes a little bit lower, but you know, you can play it on there. Game itself has a good bit of content, not like a gigantic amount, but if you want to do everything, it will be a decent undertaking. I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, and I still had a really great time with the game. And the thing that surprised me most about the game was the gameplay. I thought that was really good, utilizing the different magical abilities and everything like that. $40.79, I think is a really good price on that. Next up, we have Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, and let's give a shout out to Miles Morales. Spider-Man Remastered is 43% off for $34.16, while Miles Morales is 43% off for $28.47. Spider-Man's a great game, you know, it is a game from 2018, and paying $34 for it still may sting a little bit, but this is the remastered version, which did come out in 2020, and the game itself is really good. You get the base game, you get the City That Never Sleeps DLC here as well, and Spider-Man 2018 is just a great game. Visually looks good, good bit of content, a variety in the content as well with the optional stuff. Good story. Excited for Spider-Man 2. We probably won't get that on PC until 2025. Yeah, probably will be 2025, which is a little bit of a bummer, but hey, what can you do? Yeah, Spider-Man Remastered for $34.16 is a great deal though. Spider-Man Miles Morales 43% off for $28.47, as I mentioned. This is more of a standalone expansion. It does continue the story, and if you're planning on playing Spider-Man 2, you should really play this before that drops. It's a good game. It's obviously a bit on the shorter side, reused assets and things of that nature, but, you know, a different take, obviously, as you playing as Miles, which is, you know, a nice shift from playing as Peter. I don't think it's as good as Spider-Man, the main game, but still a pretty good game, and for $28.47, I think it's a pretty good buy. Next up, we have System Shock, 30% off for $28. System Shock is, you know, a remake of the original. It just came out, so $28 for it is really good. Visually looks great, and if you are a fan of the original, or you just want an atmospheric first-person title, System Shock will be one to check out. $28 on that. Next up, let's give some From Software love. Elden Ring, 38% off for $37.37. Nice to see Elden Ring over a year after its initial release finally get a reasonable discount. It going down to $37.37. This is a game that's incredibly replayable, a vast world with a ton of content. The amount of content in Elden Ring is honestly staggering, and I highly recommend, you know, to get into it just from an exploration and world standpoint. I think it's absolutely tremendous. I'm not even a big Souls fan, and I thought Elden Ring's world design was just tremendous. Obviously, the game can be a little bit challenging, and that's kind of what you're expecting out of Souls games, but, you know, it's not like the brutally challenging that people make it out to be. Are you gonna die? Sure, but you'll figure it out. Like, if you pay attention to what enemies are doing and whatnot, you'll figure out Elden Ring, like, fairly easily. Like, I don't think it's that gargantuanly difficult of a game. Like, as somebody that just played Final Fantasy 16, that is like the complete polar opposite side of the spectrum, where that game is like way too easy. Like, if I were to pick Elden Ring's level of challenge or Final Fantasy 16's level of ease, I would definitely take Elden Ring's level of challenge. You know, it's a challenging game, but once you figure it out, you'll be fine and good to go. And the exploration is just great in this game. It just feels like you're finding something new all the time. Speaking of From Software titles, the Dark Souls games have really held up in price, but we do see them at decent discounts. Dark Souls Remastered, 55% off for $17.80. Dark Souls 2, 55% off at $17.80. And then Dark Souls 3, 55% off at $26.70. Yeah, Dark Souls 3 came out back in 2016 and still holds up at this price point. Do not ask me why, but Dark Souls 3 is fantastic. It's probably my favorite of the 3 games. Dark Souls 2 is decent as well, and Dark Souls 1 is obviously pretty good. Yeah, if you want to play some of the classic From Software games, I mean, the word classic might be a little bit of a stretch there, but yeah, Dark Souls 3 is great, and they do have the deluxe edition available if you do want to pick that up, but that's 55% off for $37.82, so, you know, that's up to you on whether or not you want to get it. Like, you're paying a premium for these FromSoft titles. Do not get it twisted as far as that goes. But it is what it is. Those games hold up in value, so what can you do? Next up, we have HiFi Rush Standard Edition, 32% off for $20.39. One of my favorite games of 2023. It came out of nowhere. Nobody even knew the game was in development, and man, it turned out to be one of the most unique games that you are going to come across. A mix of a music rhythm title as well as an action game. If you told me on paper what this game was, I was like, alright, this game's probably going to be a flop. And boy oh boy, it wasn't, and it was totally something different than what Tango Gameworks typically does with their horror titles. But HiFi Rush turned out to be a fantastic game with a great gameplay style, a pretty good story as well, good voice acting. Just had a terrific experience with HiFi Rush, so I would strongly recommend it. Next up, we have Guardians of the Galaxy 1440. I recommend this game a lot. It's just a really, really good action-adventure title. I'm not a big Marvel guy, so when I played Guardians of the Galaxy, really had no idea who these characters were, but ended up really liking them, especially Star-Lord and Rocket. Like, I feel like those two are the standout of the game, and their interactions are pretty great. But the entire cast is really good. It definitely has its comedy, but can get pretty emotional at the same time. So 1440 for that is good. God of War 2018, 2549 on that. God of War 2018 is an all-time classic. I enjoyed this game more than God of War Ragnarok. That might be the hottest of hot takes, but you know, it is what it is. Like, God of War Ragnarok objectively is a fantastic game, but 2018 hit home with me a little bit more. It is a great game, and a lot of content here as well. Great story. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Hopefully Ragnarok will drop, I would imagine, sometime next year on PC. Gotham Knights is 74% off for $15.30. I played this game right when it came out, and man, if you paid $60 or $70 on this game on consoles, you got absolutely, like, robbed. But at this price point, at $15.30, I actually think it's a pretty decent pickup. Performance has gotten a lot better from when I played it. Well, I played it initially when it came out, and then I played it a few months later, and a few months later, it was running way better than it was at launch. Replayability is definitely there with the different heroes that you can play as. The story's fine, and there's a good bit of content with the open world. Just go into this game not expecting an Arkham game, and I think that'll serve you a lot better. But yeah, for this price, I think it's pretty good. Lastly, just want to cover a couple pre-orders before we head on out of here. Starfield is 18% off for $57.39. Everybody's excited for this game. Obviously, it will be on Game Pass, but I know a lot of people are trying to pick it up. You can also get the premium edition, which is 18% off for $82. That'll give you 5 days of early access as well. So yeah, it looks like that's a gimmick that Microsoft games are going to be running with all their games being on Game Pass. How do you get a little bit more money out of people? Well, the people that are super interested in the game, they'll buy that premium edition. Remnant 2, 18% off for $41. Yeah, it's a follow-up to Remnant from the Ashes, which was incredibly well received, and Remnant 2 drops later this month, July 25th. And lastly, also dropping later this month, Ratchet Clank Rift Apart, 17% off for $49.79. So stoked for this to come to PC. I love me some Ratchet and Clank, and at this price point, you know, it is a little bit daunting given that it's a 12 to 14 hour game, but I think $49.79 is going to be a price a lot of people pay, given that it's done by Nixes, who are probably going to do a slam dunk home run port on this, and Rift Apart's a great game, so you should definitely check it out. But that will be doing it for me. Again, a lot of great deals available right now outside of Steam. These are some of the best ones that you're going to get beating out the Steam prices, but that'll do it for me. Let me know all your thoughts in the comment section down below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.